bush honeysuckle, dwarf bush honeysuckle. We like using it on a lot of shorelines just to get a different type of root structure in the soil. It's got a little bit more of a woody root structure than other plants, and it also provides an early season bloom for pollinators. We also include bunch grasses just so that they do not spread. So this particular grass is Sidotesgrama. And then we have alum root. You can see where it's an early bloomer, so you can see where the flowers have already finished, but then it still leaves this really pretty lush foliage. Similar to that is Prairie Smoke, and it gets a real a small kind of fluffy pink head that really blows in the wind, and it's so wispy and pretty. We like using that for an early season bloomer. Blazing star, there's a handful of different blazing stars, and we like using that on shoreline projects just suited to wetter sites, and bees obviously love it. We always include sedges in our shoreline plantings, just because of their moisture tolerance. Black-eyed Susans are a favorite just because of their bright color. They spread by seed pretty readily, and people just love them. Back here we have a wonderful shoreline plant that naturally is along a lot of shorelines, especially in Chisago County, and this one is just full of bees, full of different bees. This is called common boneset. It has these really cool serrated rough leaves. That's how it's really easy to identify, besides for the white flower. And there's another one that we will use that looks very similar to it. It's called Joe Pye weed, spotted Joe Pye weed, and it has pink flowers, but it still has the rough, hairy, serrated leaves. This is a late bloomer. It's called grass-leaf goldenrod. We are actually finding out that it is a little unruly, so I think we're gonna take it off of our recommended plant list. It doesn't really want to stay in its spot, and yes, we want these plants to fill in, but we also don't want these to take over other beneficial plants. So little bluestem is a beautiful, beautiful grass. You can already see that it's getting some of that like reddish purple in it, and in the fall it will turn more reddish purple, and when it flowers the seeds are all fluffy, and it's just a really beautiful another bunch grass that we use. This here is a late bloomer, Zigzag Goldenrod. It's a goldenrod that's more adapted to shade, which is why we're over by the trees. This is a really pollinator beneficial plant, Golden Alexander. It looks a lot like the invasive wild parsnip, not to be confused with it though. I would not do that. I would not put that in a plant list, but it's a really good early blooming plant, and pollinators really love it. Swamp milkweed, very obvious. The milkweed is a host plant for the monarch butterfly, and obviously the butterflies of all different kinds and the bumblebees love it. So it's just a really beautiful plant, and it is great for shorelines and any more moist site. This pretty one is blue flag iris. It has really pretty foliage after it flowers in the spring, but look at how tall and just pretty the blades are on it all season long. It's just beautiful.